Right here, what is it? I don't know, but it's sealed. This is a sealed N64 game. Now, my rule with acquiring sealed games is I don't try to do it. I really don't. Even if it's one of my favorite games of all time, I don't care. I don't want it sealed. That's not why I'm collecting N64 games. But, huge but, big badonkadonk, if I can get a sealed game for the same price that I would pay for the game complete in box, used, then yes, I will absolutely do that. So I picked up Armorines for very, very cheap, sealed, for under $20. The Gadget God here, and welcome to the next episode of Complete Nintendo 64 Collection. We are collecting every North American Nintendo 64 game, 296 games. Got the next batch here that I recently acquired, and I have specifically put the camera so that you cannot see the top of these boxes, but since they're all out, we can quickly go through and see the new ones. Ooh! Now the first one we have here, ooh, Shazamo. This is actually a pretty rare game to get complete in box for the Nintendo 64, and yes, it did come with the box protector. This is another game that I picked up from one of my collector friends, Frank, who you saw in some of my very early complete N64 collection videos, and I follow Frank on eBay, and every now and then when I'm following a game, I'll be like, hey, that's Frank's eBay store. So I picked this up from him, and then afterwards we just texted each other. He's like, you just won my auction. I was like, I know, N64, gotta keep it real. Dual Heroes. Look at this box condition. It is exceptional. And this is a pretty rare game. It's very uncommon to see it with the box and the manual. Now you can get the cartridge, just the cartridge, relatively easily, but the box is super uncommon and the manual is super uncommon. Now, I know Frank, because I've bought games from him previously, and I know that his things are in excellent, excellent condition. There's all the paperwork, manual's looking minty. Look at that. Look at those characters. Look at them all. John. Looks almost like Dennis Rodman combined with Vanilla Ice. Very cool. This is not a game that I played before when I was younger, but we can see it is just an exceptional, wonderful condition. I got this for below the average price, and again, it's because I was patient. I saw this every now and then, usually in very rough condition, and I just waited, and I had a set price in mind. I want to pay this amount below the average low price, and that's what I waited for, and it worked out really well in this auction. Started for a low price, I bid it up a couple bucks, and I ended up winning at the last second. Super happy to have Dual Heroes. Have you ever played Dual Heroes before, or is this another one of those N64 games that you have never heard of until I showed it to you on my complete N64 collection series? Let me know in the comments below. Next one that we have right here, what is it? I don't know, but it's sealed. Armorines Project Swarm. This is a sealed N64 game. Now, my rule with acquiring sealed games is I don't try to do it. I really don't. Even if it's one of my favorite games of all time, I don't care. I don't want it sealed. That's not why I'm collecting N64 games. But, huge but, big badonkadonk, if I can get a sealed game for the same price that I would pay for the game complete in box, used, then yes, I will absolutely do that. So I picked up Armorines for very, very cheap, sealed, for under $20 actually, because I was patient and I got very lucky. Now, this isn't in absolute mint sealed condition. You can see the box is a little squished, got a little bit of squish there, but I paid for this what I would have been willing to pay for a used copy. So we can see it has a horizontal seam along the back. This is an H seam seal. There are your screenshots for Armorines. It's not a game that we had back in the day as kids, but this one is not difficult to get complete in box, but it is difficult to get sealed. So I paid a very low price for this, and it is, yes, factory sealed. Just show you all the ends so you can see that it's sealed. Yes, yes indeed. And then there's the H seam seal along the back. Let me know if you played this game when you were a kid back in the day. I didn't. I'd never even heard of it, but I do think the box looks pretty cool. Looks a little bit like a Starship Troopers type video game, and it does in fact have 2 to 4 player death matches and co-op. Very cool. Another one for the collection. Now this next one is pretty interesting because you just saw this in the last episode. What's going on here, Gadget God? Well, this is what's going on. This cartridge in the corner. Brunswick Circuit Pro Bowling. You saw in the last episode, I picked up the box and the manual in really great shape, except for the sticker residue up there, but really great shape for insane Asylum low price, but it didn't have the cartridge. So I picked up the cartridge for, yes, I will show you. I picked up the cartridge for $4. $4. This is not a game that people are hunting out, but because it is a bowling game and bowling games are rare on the N64, it does have an artificially inflated price sometimes. So I knew since I got this for such a dirt cheap price, super dirt, I could just get the cart real easily by itself, and I waited for that mint condition cartridge. $1 auction. So now I have the complete in box, and I paid total for it probably a quarter of what this would go for complete on eBay. Paid a quarter of the price, and that's because I did it smart. Waited and got the box and manual because the price was undeniable, then picked up the cartridge for literally the cheapest price that it has possibly ever been on eBay. Are you gonna bowl on the N64? I would rather play Wii Bowling, but I'm very happy to now have this complete in box. I gotta say, I'm just really happy to have Dual Heroes. Look at that box art. It's crazy, and look at the condition. Oh my gosh. The condition, it's just so wonderful looking. This is another one of those games by Electro Brain. Remember we had that one other game by Electro Brain? Now we got 2 of them. Dual Heroes make you go Electro Brain. Let's go to the next one. I already put this one in a plastic protective case because I wanted to keep it safe. Yes, Hybrid Heaven again. Another one that we have seen previously, but as you remember, the box had writing. It said Dual Heroes written on the side. It was really in bad shape. So I picked this one up sealed. Yes, that's right. Hybrid Heaven sealed for even cheaper than I paid for the previous Hybrid Heaven complete in box. I just wasn't happy with the old one, so this is my box upgrade. And unfortunately, yeah, it's in really rough shape. But the fact is that it's sealed, so it is more valuable than my unsealed, beat up previous Blockbuster rental version. Now, there is a part of me that wonders if this is a true factory seal. Regardless of if it's a true factory seal or not, the price that I paid was just insane. I think because of the condition, everyone ran away from it, but I'm not 100% certain if it's a true factory seal. We can see the UPC has been removed from the bottom. Again, the price was completely worth it. It was so cheap, it was basically free. I got really lucky with this one, but I just feel like this seam along this end, I don't know if that's a genuine seal. This one looks pretty good, although I don't often see this kind of thick overlapping seal. Same with this one, it's off-centered, but it's not terrible. I just am not sure if this is a genuine seal. Now you might be saying, oh, it's got these security tags in the back. Of course it's a genuine one, but I think it's kind of fishy how this security tag is just perfectly above the UPC. Yeah, they had to scan this to pay for it, to check it out at the store, but I just feel like some signs point to this not being a genuine factory seal. The way it's sealed is one of the reasons, and they cut the UPC out. I'm not sure why you would do that if you were buying this game. You would do that if you're getting a rebate, but then you would have opened the game and played it. You wouldn't have just gotten the rebate and never played the game. So these tags don't mean anything. That doesn't mean it's a genuine seal. So keep that in mind. It is really tough buying sealed games. I don't recommend it. But I got this for even cheaper than I got the very good condition Hybrid Heaven complete. So that was a no-brainer. I didn't like my old one. Box upgrade, and it's sealed. Let me know what you think about this seal job below, if there's any evidence to you that makes you think it's not sealed. Another thing is that I don't see a horizontal seam like we just saw with Armorines, and I don't see a vertical seam. Those aren't the only types of sealed N64 games, but those are things that kind of make me think it may not be genuine. But super happy to have Hybrid Heaven in better condition than I did before, most likely sealed maybe, and for even cheaper than I paid in the first place. All right, this box right here is actually an unknown rare that's going to be really cool to see in a second. And then these two are weird. These two on the side are weird, but before that, let me show you this one right here because it's sealed. Now, one thing I'm realizing right now is there are 3 sealed N64 games in this video. This might be one of the YouTube videos with the most sealed N64 games. I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But there's a cool story behind this one. So Mia Hamm, Soccer 64. I remember Mia Hamm back from when I was a kid. She was a very popular female soccer player, and all the soccer games have artificially raised prices because one of the rarest complete in box N64 games is a soccer game. So that makes all the soccer games artificially raised in price. But I got this sealed. This is a genuine seal. See along the edges. This is a genuine one. Condition is just immaculate. I could compare it to Hybrid Heaven. Hybrid Heaven has those thick seals, which I don't think are genuine. I've never seen those thick seals before. But, here's the cool thing about this. I got this factory sealed, complete, Mia Hamm, mint condition for under $10. Yes, I know. A lot of people say, you must be spending a lot of money to get these complete in box because I can't find them cheap. But I've said 100 times, and I'll say it again, patience is key. If you want a complete in box N64 game, or any retro game for that matter, don't go try to buy it the day that you think of it. Put it on your watch list, set a reminder so that you get notified of new auctions, and that is how you're gonna get the best deal. I've been waiting months and months and months, and this came up for 99 cents with $8 shipping, and nobody bid on it. I bid 99 cents and I won. So I got this game complete in box, mint for $10. That is unheard of for this game, especially sealed. That's unheard of for this game opened, but sealed, I mean, my mind's blown. That's how you do it. You don't try to get a game the day that you think of it. You're patient and wait for the right auction to jump on it like a sea bass, like the fish in Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Mia Hamm, factory sealed, under $10. We did it. Another one for the collection and sealed. Super happy. The Unknown Rare, I'm gonna do that one last. But first, what do we have here? Yes, look at that. Look at how fun that is. The Nintendo 64 controller pack, AKA a memory card. This is the official Nintendo one. You can see the box is just in wonderful shape. It is complete in box. Really wonderful, no sun damage. And I got this again for under $10. Now these can go for over $10. If you're lucky, you can get it for under $10. Oops. But I actually got this as well as the Rumble pack, which I'll do next from the same person. I got it in a bundle deal. You can see we have the paperwork, N64 controller pack instruction booklet. We even have the little Nintendo 64 stickers where you could write, "This is Paul's memory pack." So those have not been used. They would fit on like this, and the gray part would fold over. And then this is the original insert that it came with as well. So got the controller pack, under $10. Not every game uses the controller pack, so it's not necessary, but some of the games do use it. This is not a necessary purchase. I just figured I'm going for the whole set, and this is fun and cool, and it's really very cheap compared to a whole bunch of the stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna pick it up because it's in good enough condition. And then, my friends, yes, from the same seller, this must have been theirs from when they were a kid, the Nintendo 64 Rumble pack, truly groundbreaking and innovative back in the day. This has a thick cardboard box, so you can usually find this in very good condition. Since I got it from the same person, it was under $10. This game came with Star Fox 64. That was the first Nintendo 64 game to use the Rumble pack. The reason why I got this one, in addition to the controller pack that you just saw, is it has that cardboard insert. A lot of the times, they don't come with this as well. This piece of cardboard that held Nintendo 64 Rumble pack. So that's why I picked up this one in particular, because it was such a low price, and it came with that ridiculous cardboard insert. There's your N64 Rumble pack. This is really great. It takes separate batteries if you want to actually make it work. And it's really, really fun. I remember in my family, this was always inserted into controller number 1. So we'd be like, I want to be player 1, because then you would get to use the Rumble pack. We only had one of these back in the day when I was a kid. But this was so successful that Sony actually reissued their DualShock controller for the original PlayStation and added Rumble. They also added 2 analog sticks to the original PlayStation controller. So Nintendo was really ahead of the game. They had the analog stick on the N64 controller, and then they introduced force feedback rumble that Sony just had to add them to their controller as well. Nintendo knew it from day one. They knew it from the get-go that that was going to be a good idea. Has that N64 Rumble Pack instruction booklet, and then the little pieces of extra paperwork as well. So again, I did pick this up for that dirt cheap price, and that's the only reason why I did it. Wasn't really going for the accessories at all, but for such a low price, these are a fun addition to the N64 collection. All right, guys, we got that last one. This is an unknown rare for the Nintendo 64, Starshot, Space Circus Fever. You know it's an unknown rare because you've never heard of it before. And as you saw in a previous episode, I picked up the manual in really great condition separately. That's going to be, I'm assuming, the only way to get this game and some of the other real unknown rares complete in box, because they're so rare that it's listed anywhere for sale with the box, manual, and cartridge that people just ask insane, would make your mother sick prices. The prices they ask are just embarrassing and they're not worth that. So the only way that I feel I'm probably going to be able to get these unknown rares is piece by piece. And I don't recommend buying any games piece by piece, except for the ones where they want over $100 for, because that's insane. So I got this box for very cheap because someone listed it, and I guess they didn't know what they had, but it was just the box. We can see the condition's really, really great. I've seen this with super sun fading, and people are just asking for the box only insane amounts. And this is one of the hardest to find complete in box Nintendo 64 games. Seriously, this game's insanely hard to find. It's actually a 3D platformer. Yes, another 3D platformer on the Nintendo 64. And this game is average. I wouldn't say it's really great, but I picked up the manual in a previous episode separately. Now I just need the cartridge for this. The cartridge is not difficult to get. It's not free, they're not giving it away, but it's not very expensive. It's not very hard to find, but it's the box and manual that are just insanely difficult to get for this game. People can ask an insane amount for just the manual or just the box. So that's why I got these first, because I haven't found the almost free price on just the cartridge yet, so I still need the Starshot cartridge. It's not expensive, it's relatively common, but the box and manual, I didn't think I was ever going to get these. I am pretty lucky in that I had a couple people who were already way ahead in collecting complete in box N64 games, and they said look out for these specific unknown rare games. And I will tell you, 9 out of 10 of those games I had never heard of before, and I know an awful lot about the N64. So that just goes to show you how uncommon and how unknown rare some of these games are. Still need the cartridge. Super happy to have the box in really good shape and to get it for such a cheap price. I laugh at the cheapy price. Really happy to have Starshot Space Circus Fever. What a weird game. What a weird cover. Circus life. Alright everyone, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for this episode of Complete Nintendo 64 Collection. Let me know if you played any of these games when you were a kid, or which of these games is your favorite if you could just have one of them to play forever. Let me know if you have any questions down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Click subscribe to join the Gadget God Squad. And if you didn't know already, I'm the Gadget God. I play retro games, so you don't have to. Thanks for watching, everyone. And get that unknown rare today.